Hello, it's Sue here at the virtual Benedetti sessions, and I'm taking a 15-minute tutorial on Tchaikovsky's Souvenir de Florence, fourth movement for Cello 1. We don't have a huge amount of time, so I won't be hanging about, but I would like to get all the way through the movement with you, and I'll just stop a few times to give you little tips along the way. I'll start by saying it's one of the most glorious pieces to play. I'm very excited that we're doing this together and that you get a chance to do it all together. It's actually written for sextet originally, a string sextet. So it's proper chamber music. As such, the first thing I would recommend you do with any chamber music, in fact, is to get your hands on a full score and listen to the piece with the score and mark up your part with various cues if you can, maybe not overloading the part, but any rests or anything that is tricky. It sometimes helps to have just to put in a cue for someone else's part, because with chamber music it's flexible, and it's nice that it's flexible, but often you want to know what other people are doing. So from the very top, there's already a little technical thing that's quite tricky, which is having those two semiquaver upbeats in a forte and a downbeat in the piano. It's kind of like running at a brick wall and then just trying to stop a millimetre short of it without crashing into it. So what I would do is like throw all my body weight in, all my arm weight into the first semiquaver, but take the weight out from the second. So this is under tempo. That's the idea of it, under speed. Should we do that together? From the C sharp. 1, 2. Try and hear me. Okay, so let's do it from the top up to speed. With that in mind, just bearing in mind the sudden weight out of the arm. Okay, so the speed will be, I'll give you 2 bars for nothing. 1, 2, 1, 2. Back to the tune part at A. So the idea is to really articulate after every slur. So rather than but really lift after the slurs. So lift, lift. So let's do it slowly together with all the lifts. 1, 2. Lift. Okay, let's do it up to speed. Let's also try, I was playing a little loud. So pianissimo. 2 bars. 1, 2, 1, 2. So that we had the same thing there where the downbeats are in piano. It's so tempting to come crashing in. But really it's like just stopping short, just holding the weight off. And because there's going to be a whole gang of us, we need to even exaggerate it. And talking of cues that we've written in, for instance, upbeat to bar 2 of B, where the rest start, I have put a little quaver upbeat that tells me that the viola 1s are coming in there, so that I'm secure in my counting. You should be secure anyway, but it does help just to give you some confidence. So coming in after that with the fortissimo tune again, or it's a little fugue that happens here. So listen for everyone else coming in there in patterns. So I'll count you 2 bars. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2. 1, 2. Okay, so sorry to stop so soon, but every time you make your entry, it's like you're kind of announcing a new statement of the tune, of the fugue theme. So really come in with confidence. 1, 2. And here I've written that the violin 2s have their fugal entry, and upbeat to bar 74, just before we come in with our next one, is the violin 1 entry, and it's really helpful to write these things in. So I have the violin 1, boom, 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 gives you confidence to come in. So let's go from that bar 74, end of 74, with the violins coming in. 1, 2, boom, boom, boom. 1, 2. All together. R2. Okay, wonderful. And the thing to focus on during our lovely tune with the first violins is that we obviously want to play it as a duet with them. The bow, just make sure it's never too heavy, that it sings, it kind of just keeps the same speed, and legato if we can. So all that nice, so after I was talking, so very different from then, it's much more expansive. So really enjoy that. And then when we get to this, the culmination, please be aware of everyone else doing the same rhythm as you at the end, and don't arrive before anyone else or late. Just be aware of everyone, and when we arrive on it, just lose all the sound probably as quickly as you can. You don't want to be the one that everyone can hear. So come away, and then watch for Nikki to do the crescendo, and then crescendo. So also worth noting that the violins move before we do a whole crotchet. So they move on the half bar, 1, 2. Just make sure that you drive all the way to E, because it looks like we end the phrase, but in fact there's a downbeat that we just don't play. So pretend you're about to play a downbeat just there. And with these chords, try and get through them as quickly and on the beat as you can, because there's lots of other things happening. And let's just carry on after E. This is pianissimo, so really light bow. Oh, 1, 2. So nice articulation. It's kind of like the bow articulation I was talking about in the chalice. So it's just a little pulsation. Oh, 1, 2. Carry on. And here, really important to count. So from the A flat, it's 1, 2, and it'll be carrying on 6, 2, 1. You can think of it as getting onto a moving train. 1, 2, 2, 1, 2. So this, it's a bit awkward, but if you're looking for a little bit for fingering, I just get my first finger back onto that. It's a little squash, but just get back onto a 1 on the E, and back on the 4 on the B flat. Moving on. So this one, a little stretch. Okay, should we go from that letter? 193. I can't read what it is, I'm afraid. So 193. 1, 2. And. Okay, so when we reach the 1 flat, we're playing the theme, but doubling up. So I'd use quite a heavy stroke, but articulate on the nice and clean. So this is a flat hair, just heavy stroke. All together. From the 1 flat. 1, 2. Really light. Hardly any bow. Same thing as the beginning. Sorry. Okay, and there seems to be no, at the end, no drop. So in fact, so just allow yourself not to have to play next to nothing. And then we come to the fugue at tempo giusto, and it should remain in the same speed. So often it's quite traditional to just drop the speed at that point, but I believe we're aiming to stay the same speed. So there's a lovely practice video you can just play along with the whole group, which is a lot of fun. So just so you know, before violin start, and then the viola start 8 bars later, and then we start, cello start. But at I find it useful sometimes just to put in a cue that the violin 1 has 3 quavers into I, which is, yeah, it is quite useful. So I, so this is our fugal entrance. Really important because there's so much counterpoint going on, and people are displaced by a beat, that we must stay absolutely in time, so stay steady. Essentially, it's sometimes quite easy to rush those semiquavers, but we really must stay steady. So I again, give you 2 bars. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. 2, 3, 2, 1. 2. 1, 2. Again, all through that fugal passage, really important to stay steady and just absolutely in time. Worth practicing with a metronome. There's a couple of little bowing things. I find it easier before M to 2 bars before M, just to do the hook 2 up. So. Places like that, and again before L, our entrance on the G, again 2 hooks. So just to do that. When we get to N, really this is just the gradual build up of everyone joining to let loose in the 2 sharps. So here it's kind of tiptoeing around. Can scare the living daylights out of you, but it's actually not too bad. Nothing's out of the nice closed position. I would just go for it. Then 1, and creep up here, creep up here, and again, and then back down. Let's do that from P all together. And make sure you don't get slower. It's quite easy to get slower, so let's keep up. This is P. 1, 2, 1. nice to look for patterns in fingerings. This is from Q. And then 1 4, 1 4, and then 1 3, then in a sequence. Here 1 1 1. So there, it's the same idea as when we arrived just after D. So we've just arrived at R. Again, you don't want to be the last one hanging on, so just disappear. And crescendo at the same time as Nikki, and the whole group should be doing it all as one. Wait for that extra crotches. 1. Okay, so that just during that passage, everyone's moving in. First of all, you're moving a crotchet a quarter apart and then an eighth apart. So really stay in time after you start moving. So after Nikki's 1 2. You don't speed up before the più vivace. Let's keep that absolutely sudden. So from T. But just wanted to talk a little bit about the strokes that we're using at the end. So it's a good old heavy off. So I'd use nice compact bows, but nice heavy off. Yeah, you're going to have so much fun. So the main thing is that you enjoy it. What a treat it is to be able to play all together like this. So good luck, and we'll see you soon.